More than friends, less than lovers, pals. Oh, yeah.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie. Wait a minute.
Hi, Barbies.
Wait a minute.
Hang on.
Wait, that's not...
What the heck?
Hold on a minute.
Are
Are we Greta Gerwig? Is this
Is
an
this-
AMC
is it? Do we come to this place?
for magic? Am I about to see Margot Robbie pop up? And
I'm about to say that's my Barbie.
if you're watching on YouTube, you know Margot Robbie is not here.
Yeah,
You're looking at the
That's
Wish.
clear.
You're looking at Wish Barbie.
I mean, yeah, you're
and that's
getting the
nothing
Wish.
against you, brother.
No. Oh,
Nothing
no.
against you,
Honestly,
brother.
to even be considered that, is an honor
Yeah.
from Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
To have a movie that you have a character that is an actor who is so objectively beautiful that you
Yeah.
have to address it as a joke in the movie.
Yeah.
Of her having like a heartfelt moment and being like, we know
Yeah, no,
that,
guys, we get
that
it.
she is objectively more beautiful than anybody else.
We get it that, frankly, it is a joke having her even say that she doesn't feel pretty enough.
Yes. Yeah, we get it. And
We get that.
We don't want to hear anything about it.
Yeah. Folks, we are
Barbies. Ken's.
1 year. Alan's
Alan's.
important as well.
Very.
I would say that Alan is and I know that he's not, but he is the non-binary representation in my mind.
I think he's covering the bases for anybody
Yeah.
who didn't feel represented
He's
by
the plus
Barbie or Ken.
in LGBTQIA+. He's the
Yes.
plus.
Yes.
That's Alan.
Yeah.
Alan is the catch-all.
Alan, kids, if you feel like, not quite Barbie, not quite Ken, bet you're an Alan.
And if you're looking at the description on YouTube or on Spotify and you're like, wait, is it 2023 right now? Is it summer 2023?
Mentally,
Mentally?
it could be for just however long this episode's going to be. Let's say 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's 2023.
Maddie and I have been stuck in summer 2023.
For, I think, maybe
never
the rest
left.
of our lives.
We haven't left.
It's
summer
going to be kind of like
2023.
how millennials are still stuck in like 2001 with Shrek.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like, well, you guys never moved on, did you?
Was Shrek 2001?
2003. I think it's 2001. It's really old.
Oh my goodness.
Ancient.
But we're not talking about Shrek right now.
No.
That's green. We're talking pink.
We're talking pink.
We're talking pink.
Can you guys tell that we enjoyed the Barbie movie?
Can you tell by the convertible popcorn bucket from AMC that has 3 of the 4 wheels missing because I dropped it not once, but twice?
Let me tell you, when I went to get this out this morning, I was unaware that 3 of the 4 wheels are broken. And when I was pulling it out, I was like, oh, I'll put the wheels back on.
You can't.
Not possible. They are fully broken off.
And to AMC, this was frankly at the beginning of the popcorn bucket craze.
It was.
Because this is not a popcorn bucket. For our audio listeners, we have it looks like a Barbie convertible car, and you can take the seats out, and that is what they were supposed to put the popcorn in. I remember when they pulled it out, we were like, this is not a popcorn bucket.
And I respect that they were just like, here you go.
Yeah,
they
were
didn't
like,
even
yeah.
try to
No,
put the
they gave
popcorn
us
in
the
it.
popcorn in a normal popcorn holder, and then we're like, here's the car.
Yeah, we were like, thanks.
And then there was a deal where if you get the car, you can also get the
Barbie. And so we do have the Barbie. We also have another Barbie that my
2 of those.
sister-in-law and brother sent me. And we love all of them because they
Yeah.
will be used throughout our lives.
Yeah. So we are 1 year post Barbie.
1 year. We're a little past at this
We're a
point.
little-
So
we are.
we had Comic-Con.
Yeah,
we had
it's been a
things to
lot.
discuss.
It's been a lot. And I know what you're thinking. Is this just an excuse for them to have put on Maddie primarily, to put on another costume?
Yes,
It is.
of course.
Now you're catching on.
Oh,
Now you're getting it.
There you go. You're starting to get the...
You're onto something.
Now look around. Is this whole thing just an excuse for Milsa and I to talk more to each other? Yeah. You got it.
You're onto something.
You guys are smart.
You are really good.
I mean, and that's so Barbie.
And that is so Barbie. So we just wanted to take a moment and obviously to think about our 3rd episode, Reflections. We are going to go and reflect on Barbie summer.
I think, and contemplate a time that was so special.
It was. And I think that we really, it's so easy in the Olympics of it all, you know, in the Olympics and the politics and everything. But let's remember an even simpler time.
Yeah.
A time when everything was pink for a summer.
And I know it's the green summer. I know it's Brad.
Yeah.
But we're not taking away from
We are
that.
not. Let's be really clear
We're
about
gonna
one
get back
thing.
to that as soon as we stop recording here today. But for this brief time, let's start at the top of Barbie. Okay, so we learn about the Barbie movie. We learn Greta Gerwig is directing a Barbie movie.
Yeah. Already chills up my body.
So excited.
Because Little Women was
Pivotal.
is
one of our favorite movies.
Truly. That movie has the way that we can just begin talking about it and it will take us any direction, and it's a direction that if we've gone that direction a million times, we want to go again.
We want to go again, and we're not going to stop talking about it. And I'm sure that we're going to, after that conversation, watch the edit of Lori and Joe to Champagne Problems by Taylor Swift, because we've watched that one a lot.
And if you're wondering what that is, it is, again, pretty straightforward, an edit of Joe and Lori.
Yeah. You know what? I'll link
to
it
the
YouTube,
song
because it's great.
Champagne Problems. Just look up Champagne Problems, Little Women, Joe and Lori.
We turned it on one time at a party. Sorry, this is the last. I know we're talking Barbie. We turned it on at a bimbo's night, kind of like, haha, put it on in the background. We were clicking through videos. The way that it plays Lori's monologue to Joe, and we all just got silent.
Yeah,
like the room got silent. It just started watching.
I wouldn't call it a vibe killer so much as a vibe shifter. It didn't kill the vibe whatsoever.
But it changed it.
It definitely grabbed the vibe by the throat and then pulled it down to an ocean depth.
Said, "You're with me now."
Yeah. To be like, you're going to feel the weight of womanhood in this moment. Yeah. But this is about Barbie. So going into it and being like, Greta Gerwig, who already is...
We love.
She is, at least, I feel a large majority of women can say confidently, like, I feel that she has really captured... a lot of the female experience, a lot of like the woman experience, and like in a way that is so celebratory and joyful.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you've ever seen the video of her directing Saoirse and Timothy, and she's like,
that's another one.
She's like, run. Okay, now fall into each other's arms. And it's,
I watch that video once a month. It just, okay, we'll get to the movie in a second.
Yeah.
We'll talk the pre-movie. We get this trailer. Oh my gosh, they're doing 2001 Space Odyssey parody.
Yeah,
already.
Because the teaser trailer was just the legs.
So fun. Amazing. Being like, they're using practical sets already. We knew that from the top. And then they start doing the press tour. Have we, ladies and gentlemen,
let's take a moment for the press tour.
Have we ever seen a press tour quite like this before?
And you could tell in every single interview that every person involved in that movie was so proud to be involved, was so happy to be involved. And Margot said, yeah, and I'm going to recreate iconic Barbie looks. That's what I'm going to do because I'm Barbie.
Getting to see a literal human Barbie that is Margot Robbie wear the costumes that you saw Barbies wearing growing up and being like, this is awesome.
This rocks.
Then the marketing, the partnerships. Guys, I swear to God, I have never seen more partnerships.
Honestly, probably since Shrek. And not to bring up Shrek again, but I remember Shrek went crazy.
But I feel like Shrek was after the fact.
Because it wasn't as
Shrek
internet-y.
blew up, and then they were like, oh, we can make green ketchup now.
Yeah.
Where I think for Barbie to have this many promo items before the movie even came out, I'm talking Dunkin' Donuts.
Ruggable.
Things that you would never even think of. And like big brands. There was like with Aldo, the shoe brands, like they
and
all
it was
had
brands too where like you didn't know you could
Aldo
go
Nix.
Yeah, you could go anywhere and there would be a section that was designated Barbie. They made consumption feel communal in that time period of like, I've never enjoyed blowing money more than I did in summer 2023.
I have a pink credit card. You best believe it felt good to buy something pink with something pink.
Yeah. Everybody was hearing about it. Everybody was talking about it. But then...
That's a lot of pressure.
That's so much pressure.
To put on a movie. And I remember us going into the movie and being like, kind of nervous. Being like, what if we don't like this? And I think we will do this. You guys can steal this. If there's a movie we've really been hyping up, we've really been excited to see, we will kind of communally, with whoever we're going with, agree. The fun of this movie is that we are excited to see it.
Yeah.
And just going and enjoying that you are sitting in a group of people who all came to watch the same thing. And hundreds of people went into this piece of art that we're now all sitting here. And that doesn't mean we can't criticize after, but the enjoyment during, it helps.
And the hype up leading up to it of just... It felt like it was such a cross-generational thing. And it was one of those things where every generation, every woman was like, I remember playing with a Barbie.
But there's also, and I think... Can we venture into the movie now? Because I think this is something that the movie had quite a challenge with, which is people have strong feelings about Barbie, and it addresses that head on.
Yeah,
which is incredibly difficult. Like my aunt, which I'm sure she's watching this, really didn't like Barbie when I was growing up. Like she just had a lot of feelings about the image that it put on women, which again, all valid.
Yeah,
all valid opinions to have about the impact Barbie has had, but also recognizing that the positive impact Barbie's had on women, what Ruth, the woman who created Barbie, did in kind of creating Mattel.
Yeah. Or at least giving it. Well, she had said that, wasn't it that, and I really should have brushed up on this right before this.
We should have.
Because she had started out doing, it was breast implants.
Yeah.
They were, because she had
She had a double mastectomy, I think.
She had a double mastectomy, and it was, didn't she made a joke later on in her life about like plastic boobs being like her livelihood or whatever. But she went from doing, like they were manufacturing that to then.
Well, because she recognized that girls only had baby dolls to play with.
Yeah.
She saw the need of women to want to have toys to use for their imagination that didn't limit them to just being a mother, being a caretaker, which all, wonderful things to have a baby doll, whatever. But to be able to have a doll that's like, this is something I want to aspire to, and I can kind of role play what it'd be like to be a doctor or to be like a girl in California. That kind of, I think I had one of the Cali Barbies.
I had a
Cali
Barbie.
She's so cool.
Yeah, she was like Tanner, and I was like, this girl rocks. Let me also say real quick, are we doing 2 kind of Mattel-centric episodes in a row? A little.
Maybe.
A little. We don't speak for them. We'd love to.
Mattel, you say the word and we'll start speaking for you. They're like, we've seen your whack-a-mole costumes. Please stop. This Barbie has been up in the frame for 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
And she's getting a lot of airtime.
I was where were you in terms of Barbies growing up? Because were you...
So... a lot of my Barbies, I had a few Barbies that I would get occasionally for birthdays. That was like I had a Barbie Pegasus and I had a Barbie Rapunzel, because the Barbie movies, to say the Barbie movies already great. Like the animated ones were great. Our generation really loved them.
They popped off.
But then my other Barbies that we always not laughed at, but they were entertaining because my grandma would get them from yard sales. So you never knew how many limbs they were gonna have. You never knew what their hair was gonna look like. And I kind of love playing with those, because creating a backstory for being like, why is your hair a bee's nest? Why is it just crazy?
Yeah. It was always, I was a big Barbie person, and I remember I had 2 Barbies that were like brand new. I think early on.
Getting those out of the box.
Yeah. Oh, untwisting all those little... Because they had the twisty thingies on the back, and you'd have to free her from like a million.
That was really, as a child, how you had to learn patience as a virtue of being like, oh my God, Mom, scissors, Mom.
I don't have her compact. Her compact and her lipstick's still stuck in there.
I can't get it out, Mom. It's impossible.
She doesn't have pockets. I don't know where I'm going to put them. But I had a retro old Barbie kitchen that I think had been my mom's or a neighbor's or something. And then all the other Barbies I got were from my brother's friends. Like they gave me them as hand-me-downs.
That's pretty cool too.
Yeah. So the movie finally comes out.
We are ecstatic.
We've bought new outfits. Which pink was a whole thing for me, frankly. I will say, I think prior to last summer, because I had to buy a fair amount.
Yeah.
I didn't have much pink. And I think that Barbie was a really cool opportunity to almost not reclaim pink, but kind of just remember that pink, as maybe you might be thinking of it, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not it is the girly color, but that's a good thing.
And we have had a friend, like our one friend Roger, she had to kind of be like, I think we did some Barbie parties and she was kind of like, I to be honest, I just don't really love pink. And I was like, that's so fine. Okay. And that's a fine realization to come to, because I know you've evaluated it, that you didn't like it. I personally was someone who grew up being like, I don't like pink, because we were told we shouldn't like pink because it was so girly. And then getting to grow up and be like, I actually am addicted to the color pink.
Hey guys, so I've actually been thinking about it a little bit, and I do enjoy pink.
I'd actually love to live in an ocean of pink.
Turns out the only reason I didn't like pink is because I felt like by liking pink I was too girly.
Yeah.
And turns out being girly rocks.
Rocks. So much fun.
Yeah.
Which I think is what this movie captured. So the movie comes out, and we are just through the roof.
We're there on Thursday night.
Yeah. First night, and to leave that theater being like, that movie far exceeded my expectations in every way.
And our expectations were high. This was a challenge for so many reasons for everybody involved in making that movie, because it was, 1, the legacy of Barbie.
Yeah.
2, the first movie like this for Mattel. 3, there is this hype surrounding it.
Yeah.
And 4, you've got 2 people that are so excited to see this movie. Oh,
so excited.
But that's the thing, though. There is something to be said for going into a movie, sitting down in that chair and saying, do I look like a Rotten Tomatoes critic? No.
Release yourself of having to, again, I think this letterbox is a little bit to blame for this too, where I don't think it's bad for the people to have a voice. Let me be clear. I think it's great for people to be able to be like, actually, maybe critics loved that and we as people think it's not good.
Yeah.
That is fine. Yeah. But guys, sometimes I think we let it deprive us of the joy of just watching a movie.
Yeah.
And maybe it's living in LA and knowing the amount of work that goes into a film and knowing all that it requires, but just the hours spent and then getting to see the behind the scenes of how much love was put into every aspect of this film.
And that just shone through from the first shot.
From the set is incredible. They built it on the sound stages that they built all the Harry Potter sets on. So it was just like this huge thing that they could recreate the Barbie house, which I think also made them all just feel like they were really Barbie and Ken, like living in it. The sound, I don't think anyone's had more fun doing music for a movie than Mark Ronson did. Every video I see of Mark Ronson not during the Barbie, he's like a cool guy. He's chilling and not a jerk, just like chill. He's vibing, he's hanging. If you ever watched the Lady Gaga documentary, he's just kind of a background character that's hanging and it's cool.
She's like, I don't know what's wrong with my body. And he's like, what if we just
like, what about this riff? Yeah, he's chilling. He's written some of the most famous songs of the past 20 years.
Yeah.
And then to do this movie, he was like a kid in a candy store. Every clip I think to Greta's credit, like I think her and Margot just really, and Margot's a producer, just really inspired people to be like, guys, we're just going to have fun with this.
This is Barbie. This is toys. This is dream world. This is everything.
It's playful.
That every child dreams of at one point or another or thinks about. And we get to just enter into this realm of imagination and go absolutely crazy. The press tour. The way Margot was popping up on different continents. Yeah. In those outfits, she did not have to do that. This was something where this was a passion project.
Yeah, it really was.
The epitome of it. And I also think about when Greta was doing Little Women. There's videos of her dressed like in a petticoat, or that's probably not the right word. Or my mom will be like, it's actually called an XYZ. But dressed in like a long dress. And she would dress for the set she was going to almost be in it with the characters and to be in it with the actors and actresses. And then to see the behind the scenes for this movie, and Greta is wearing the pink
jumpsuits and having fun on this, and then everyone started wearing pink on set. It really adds to the vibe and shows what incredible leadership can do on that front. And I think again, what really impressed me about this movie was her ability, which we've talked about, the duality of Greta Gerwig and what she does so well with that in terms of just movies. And I think that she probably felt that pressure during writing Barbie of being like, I have to make it this, but I can't make it too much on the nose of what people would expect it to be, but I have to be different. And that comes out obviously in the Barbie monologue. And I think that there's such a joke of people being like, oh, this art is about the duality of man. But I think the duality of being a woman is something that it's been explored in a lot of art, but to get to see it really cross into blockbuster films and to see that it's so nuanced in a way, which it's similar to how we're learning that fight or flight is not woman's, like
the only response.
Yeah, like we have for years have always just been like response to a stressful situation is fight or flight, and now they are learning.
They would say fight, flight, or freeze.
And now they're learning that for women there's a fourth option that is about essentially thinking.
It's like fawn, right?
It's learning how to kind of adapt to your surrounding where you are in a survival way. Like if you are faced with something, kind of maybe getting in favor with the thing that you're facing.
Yeah. Because it's, okay, listen, at the end of the day, the strength might not be the best thing to, like, that's not my best tool for me to use, but the old noggin?
And it feels like when people talk about the duality of man, it's usually like man is good, man is evil, and that's what's internally inside of us. When you get into the conversation of duality of women, it feels like we are discussing what society is telling a group of people they need to be. And it feels very generation to generation. It's kind of always evolving in terms of what is being expected of women. Yeah. And so to kind of get this blank slate, which that was a criticism that a lot of people had coming out of the movie. And I remember us, especially from a lot of people that live in LA and New York, people being like, it's kind of basic feminism.
Yes.
And that really frustrated me because it was like, you are people who are not, there were so many women and especially older women who needed to hear this message. Yeah. Which sounds so silly, but it's like, it means a lot.
We want to be straightforward about this. We saw the movie 8 times in theaters. We saw Barbie 8 times in theaters. Now, we do have AMC A-list. So that wasn't that we were cranking out.
Yes. Yeah.
But we did see it 8 times in theaters.
And we probably did buy popcorn every time. So we probably paid the equivalent of going to see it 8 times.
Yeah. The way that we would see our friends be like, oh, you haven't seen the Barbie movie yet? Thursday night, let's go.
We'll go. We're probably going again on Thursday, so if you want to come.
Yeah, you should just join in. You should just
if
hop
you want
in.
to come.
I think on your point of the frustration surrounding the basic level, I guess, of what people were saying for the feminism or for the messaging, I think that television and media always has an incredible opportunity to bridge gaps.
Yep.
To, even if it is not bridging a gap, it is starting a conversation that can be useful. Yeah. It is giving a simple and safe framework to discuss something, because there are topics in this movie that maybe somebody has heard a million times and is rolling their eyes at, of women have to be X, Y, Z, and I just want to be I just want to live.
And
I just want to
duh.
exist. And then you'll have people that are maybe thinking for the first time of seeing the basic goofy montage of the Barbies, like saving the other Barbies from the patriarchy or whatever. And it is so on the nose. And so I understand the criticism of that. But I just think that it was really cool to be able to open those doorways of those conversations, even if it is just because not everybody has family that is all from the city and all thinks the same things. And so sometimes I think the best thing that movies and entertainment can do is to bridge that gap and to provide that opportunity for a conversation to happen authentically. And this movie really did. And even if it is just, I thought it was funny when XYZ, even if it's leaving the theater and somebody in your family or somebody that you know who maybe was a guy is like maybe trashing on the movie a little bit, or being like, it was too XYZ, too preachy, too this, even that comment, that means the movie did the job it's supposed to, because that is a conversation that can be started. And you are able to combat that standpoint with not just saying, I disagree with you, which can be scary or hard, especially with topics like this. Being able to say, well, in this part, though, I don't think it was this or that. I think it was Barbie trying to,
I think, and that's what I think I really enjoyed about the movie was guys, we got to let go of the criticism of something's too on the nose. That shouldn't be the criticism of something. If it's too on the nose
also,
in a
Barbie
way that
is on
felt
the nose.
first thought, like there's nuances to being on the nose. Just because something's obvious doesn't mean that it's inherently bad. Like, we don't need every movie to be like an M. Night level twist to it for it to have value and interesting thought to it. But the conversation to me that I found so interesting was it was one step beyond just, oh, patriarchy bad, women good. I don't think it was that. I think the whole conversation at the end was that this system that is not pertaining to, it involves the genders but is not of the genders, it's not inherent to the genders, is something that we are all a victim to, essentially. And that we all, like, I just think it was so fun to even go with the Will Ferrell option, and as silly as it was for him to have that moment of being like, I don't always love having to be in charge of everything all the time. Like, I can kind of release myself from that pressure of whatever I feel like I need to be because I'm being told I need to be a CEO or I need to be whatever, and let that go.
Yeah. And that's also such a beautiful thing of this whole movie, was a shining beacon of women embracing or confronting those internal struggles and those internal, like those external expectations, those internal struggles that happen as a result.
The part that really spoke to me as a person, and what I hope that everyone took away, is that the two of the scenes that is when Barbie comes to the real world for the first time, and she's sitting on the park bench alone, and she's taking in the people in the park and all of the things that they're experiencing. And I know, again, it's kind of like, I think people, the two on the nose thing, people being like, yeah, okay, I've looked around a park before, and being like, no, for a movie to dedicate the time to be like, imagine if you weren't human and then you got to experience what this life is like for the first time, and being able to take in that there's people laughing, there's people crying, there's people going through something, there's people connecting with each other, and that raw emotion that comes through at the end when she has the choice of being a human, and Ruth being like, okay, if you're going to be a human, you need to know what this comes with, because there's pain that comes with this, but there's also incredible joy to be felt, and that coming through in the Barbie montage of What Was I Made For, and people, the way that I was crying every time in that the line, we actually did not discuss this in our conversation. The line that made me cry every time in the movie is the one about the moms, when they say that
mothers stop moving so their daughters can
have something to look back on or something. Why didn't I look that up?
Oh, gosh,
what is that line?
Sometimes mothers stay still so their daughters,
so like us
to watch,
moms stand
mothers stand still so our daughters can.
The moms aren't moving.
We're like, we saw it 8 times in theaters, guys.
It's coming. when the moms are not walking anymore.
Sometimes a mother doesn't walk.
Sometimes when a mom is put in place, so you can look back and say, there she is. Guys, it was beautiful. It's a beautiful line that she says about, but it just getting to sit in this room of other women and be like, hey, I appreciate the work you've done, especially older women, and being like,
oh my goodness,
and you can look to this next generation for help too, and we can all help each other. Was
even I am just always going to have the softest of spots for older women, for like senior women. And I think when she turns to that old woman and she just says like, you're so beautiful, and the older woman just says, I know. And I told Maddie about 2 weeks ago, I found 2 white hairs on top of my head. It was Christmas morning for me. I was so thrilled because to me, there's like no greater honor than to like grow old. That's such a beautiful like blessing to have. And especially as a woman to grow old and to even, and here I am at 26 being like, to grow old as a woman. No, but it is such an honor to find those white hairs and to be like, that is those 2 hairs are the same color as my grandma's hair. And that rocks to see like that coming through and to realize that like, I don't know, that this humanity thing is so beautiful because it is so dimensional and there's so many sides.
It has a range that is unique to something that no other creatures get to experience, which I think that's why I love the movie so much, is because the message at the end of the day was so simple in terms of just being like, guys, we are alive. And that is such a gift. To be able to live and feel and go through life's experiences and learn and struggle. And to get to maybe tell somebody, hey, let's change this perspective on something, or to learn from somebody else that you need to change your perspective. Such a gift.
And a lot of the movie was centered around Barbie having to take off her rose-colored glasses. And I think that there was something really beautiful about, she had to face reality, literally. She had to go to the real world and experience these things. But even though she had to take off the rose-colored glasses, she still maintained that positivity and that desire to see good. And that in and of itself is such a heavy and valuable lesson of, listen, it's not always helpful for everyone to be 100% perky, the happiest, most bubbly person. Everything's perfect all the time. Sometimes like the greatest service you can do to other people is like allowing yourself to acknowledge, see, and listen to and hear out the hurt that they are feeling.
Well,
and
that's
to
the whole
still
monologue.
Choose.
That was to, I think, maybe carry on past the movie, the community of it, which I think What Was I Made For was such a beautiful, to get to see people making their own montages of the women in their lives that they love, the moms, the grandmas, the children, was so beautiful. And to get to walk into a space where people that were dressed in pink, you had an excuse to talk to us, being like, just the biggest community event to happen in our generation.
Looking
being
around
like,
and being like, hi Barbie, hi Barbie, hi Barbie, hi Barbie.
Pew, 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 Barbie, 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 Barbie. Hi, Ken.
Being able to walk into, or even be in the shopping center of a theater and be like, that's a gang going to see Girly right now. Going to see Barbie right now.
Going to see Girly.
That's a gang of girlies going to see Barbie right now. And it was so exciting because
when you'd see a group of like older women, no kids, and you'd be like, I love that one of you texted or called and said, we should go see that Barbie movie.
Oh, I texted my mom nonstop. I was like, you better grab your girlies because I know you got pink in your closet.
The second that I get out of a movie that's good, the way I am calling my mom and being like, spread the word to Frederick, Maryland. You better tell the people there that this movie's coming. Because in LA, a lot of times we'll get movies earlier too, or the hype will happen faster, and be like, I like to tell my mom and be like, trust me, the wave's coming. You're going to want to be on the forefront of this.
You're going to want your finger on that pulse, baby. You're going to want that.
Yesterday, I had to explain to my mom who Club Chalamet was. So I'm educating her for her students, for the masses.
That's a tough hill to climb.
It's
really.
good. She got it. She understood why it was funny. Because Club Chalamet did come out and say that they're pro-Kamala.
Oh, good.
So that's
all right.
And they said, everyone says I'm too old to run this account. Meanwhile, our president is 2 years older than us. Our future president. That's what she said. That was her commentary on it. Love her.
She said, hop off. You guys are about to vote for someone that's only 2 years older than me. Am I too old to be running a Timothy Chalamet fan page? No. If she can be president,
I can do it. I love her. I love her.
Love.
So
when did it end?
All the
It last summer just felt like a nonstop celebration of girlhood. And it was an honor, joy, and privilege to be a part of.
And I think it was so fun to get to see the men enjoying it too, and being like, oh, there's like a silly, fun route to this of being like, the way that I told Melson this, I went to the beach with a group of men, and they were all putting sun in their hair, and I was like, what's going on? And they were just like, Ryan Gosling. I was like, what do you mean? They're like, we want to look like Ryan Gosling. I was like,
and
okay.
You know what? I think it was really, really good for a lot of men to see the guitar playing thing.
No, I think
that was really, really.
I think it has saved a lot.
Because
women.
Greta has had a man play guitar at her.
Oh yeah, Greta went to college in New York. She was
Greta's been in the trenches.
She was in the throes of that. She's married to Noah Baumbach. Yeah, she's been around the indie boys. But to get to walk around and excuse to communicate with people,
I think that was genuinely like my favorite part of it.
These two older women were like, can you take a picture of us in the Barbie box? And we said,
you're like,
absolutely.
Yeah, hey, tonight when you go to bed and you're brushing your teeth and you're looking in the mirror, think back to this moment and know that you picked the exact two right people.
And also look in the mirror and say, boy, am I beautiful.
Look in the mirror and then say, I deserve a good night's rest tonight.
Look in the mirror and say, gosh, I'm proud of who I am.
Gosh, maybe give the mirror a kiss.
Maybe text a friend and say, God, you're cool. Because that's what Barbie summer felt like. Of just being really like, compliment. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
We go to see the movie once. Mm-hmm. Come out changed. I think also to realize that
I brought my Barbie to the theater when we saw it.
We brought the Barbie. She got to see it too.
She loved it.
And to just be like, I did not expect to go on that emotional journey was incredible.
Not at all.
We see it a second time. Okay. After seeing a different movie, which shall not be named during this time because that's not what this is about. That's not the cultural impact. That movie would not have had the impact it had if it was not for a Barbie. We go to see it a second time that night, and we're feeling free. We needed a pick-me-up.
We needed that.
So we're in our cute little Barbie outfits, hanging out. We may have had a few beverages before we went to go see it this time. We said, fun, Barbie, girls were letting loose. We just learned about one of the most tragic things to happen in human history. We learned about the day that man became God in terms of taking lives. So we needed this.
Yeah, we needed this, okay? It was a heavy day. We'd also been wearing wool suits around.
Yes.
Around
Burbank in July.
Yeah.
So we get dressed up in our little pink outfits. We go to the theater. We have a few drinks. Let me tell you, the second time we're watching that movie, it flies by. We are having a great time. We are laughing louder than anybody in the theater. It is packed theater, and we're screaming.
Yeah. At one point, we were like, "Wow, the theater is electric," and then we realized it was
it's
us.
It was
no
electric,
one was upset,
but it was not to the level that we were electric. The girlies next to us, I think, had complimented one of us or saying something. We lean over pre-movie, before the movie has started. We lean over and we say, "We're going to Barney's Beanery after. You're coming with us.
It's right downstairs if you want to join.
Right downstairs. You want to come over?" And these girls are like, "Okay." So movie ends. We're all going, what did you ladies think of that, huh?
You probably want to talk about that over some drinks and onion rings, huh?
Experience. We get to Burbank's Barney's Beanery.
Packed night. No matter where you are, no matter when it is, a Barney's Beanery will feel like a hometown bar.
Let me tell you, there's some cool Barney's Beaneries in LA in terms of like it's the cool place to go. It's not the Burbank
This ain't the one Taylor and Travis Kelce were popping into, okay?
No.
The movie ends.
We make it to Barney's. We are chit-chatting with just two of the most precious girlies we've met.
I think they had one of them recently moved to LA.
Yeah, and they were like, I want to say maybe seniors at college.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Yeah, loved them.
We were chit-chatting with them. We were like, honestly, we should, hey girls, you want to hang out? Because we did talk a lot about hanging out that night. So we should hang out sometime.
We should.
Hey, hit us up. So we're hanging out with these girls. They are like, hey, we have to actually go after a while. And we were like, no problem.
We were like, we're still riding this high.
We are going to be here for hours.
I'm never leaving Barney's.
Barney's Beanery.
Maddie disappears at one point. I'm like, where's Maddie? And then I see her sitting at the bar with a plate of wings in front of her. And I'm like, what? How did I, because it's hard to miss. Maddie is wearing this outfit. She made two friends.
Walk up to, and this is why it was such a beautiful time.
I bridged a lot of gaps.
I think I literally walked up to the bar to get a napkin. Like I didn't go up there for a drink or anything. I go up and these two guys go, hey Barbie. I look over and it's these two dad-age men that were just hanging.
They were two boys
and
just
the way that they said, "Hey, Barbie," let me know that they were in the circle enough.
Yeah.
Like it was so
it wasn't
not
in a weird
pickup
way.
line.
Yeah.
It wasn't creepy. They just genuinely were excited to be able to say "Hey, Barbie" to someone who was clearly dressed like Barbie. Like no part of me could turn around and be like, "Who are you talking to?" Because it was clear that I was dressed like Barbie. I clearly had just come from the Barbie movie. So I start chit-chatting with them. They were like, "Did you just see the movie?" I was like, "I've seen it twice already." And they were like, "Oh my gosh, we want to go see it tomorrow." They were so excited. So me and these two dads are like queening out at the counter. They go, "You want to try these wings? We have extra wings. We're not going to eat them." And I was like, "Yeah, I want to try these wings." So then I'm eating them. They're pretty spicy.
And that's when I looked over and see Maddie at the bar with two men I don't know, have never seen before. Maddie looks like they are like they're all like talking like they are old friends too.
Oh, they were great guys.
They were great. Honestly, they were awesome.
They
we talked to them afterwards.
Yeah, Thomas came. They posted Thomas and I on their Instagram story. They took like an earnest selfie with Thomas and I. I'll put it on here. Yeah, I'm putting them up.
No, they rocked.
They were awesome. So then we go outside. You know, the Barney's crowd in Burbank. It's gonna be hit or miss.
Yeah.
We had a few followers that came along. I'm not upset at these followers because at the end of the day, when a man that is the age of 60 wearing a Hakuna Matata t-shirt is coming up and talking to you, it's like, I don't like you, but your vibe is I'm not scared of you.
Yeah.
And
now for me, I actually just don't like you.
No, I don't like you. I don't like you.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he did. At one point, we did come back. I came back from the bathroom. Thomas goes, "Where did you go?" And I was like, "I went to the bathroom." And he was like,
Thomas
"I had to
Road.
take those 2 shots by myself." And I said, "2 shots? What are you talking about?" And he was like, "That guy bought you shots." And I said, "I didn't even know that." And you drank both of them? As if it was your responsibility. I would
be like, how could you?
I know.
You made me take 2 shots.
Our poor little Alan was like, "You left me alone here." I was like, "Sorry."
Oh my goodness.
So then we go see it again and again and again.
And again and again and again. And then shortly thereafter, I meet my now girlfriend. Yeah. Go on our first date, find out she works at Mattel.
We
and
were
I was
like,
like,
This is the dream.
me going to the bathroom, texting Maddie, like, you're not going to believe this. She works at Mattel.
Mattel.
We haven't even said this. Oh my goodness. I don't know if any of you are aware of Barbie's full name.
Yeah. Hit us with it.
Barbara Millicent Roberts. Now, when I found out the Barbie movie was coming out, I've known this all my life, obviously. So when I found out this movie was coming out, I was like, oh my goodness, this is the renaissance of my name. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I'm not saying that I want a ton of people to have my name or anything, but I'm also like, I would love it.
Like a bunch of little Millicents is adorable.
That rocks. So I go into that theater and I'm literally like, oh my gosh. They're going to say, I'm going to hear potentially Margot Robbie say my name. Greta Gerwig wrote my name down.
Yeah.
And so we get to the end of the movie, and there's not even one point. And when I saw it with my mother, I want to be very clear about one thing. My mom is in the theater next to me wearing a like pink sun hat, pink sweater. And at one point when the Ruth character goes, "I named you after my daughter, Barbara," my mom literally goes, "Millicent Roberts." Like she couldn't.
Your mom is on Letterboxd the second that movie is over, being like 1 star. Barely used the full legal name. She is upset.
But that's one of my favorite little fun facts to share, and I don't think many people even really realize that.
So if you're looking for a baby name
and you want it to be
you
after
could
Barbie,
say it's named after Barbie's middle name or Pal's co-host Millicent. 2 incredible options. 2 incredible women.
Equally iconic.
Don't say that with a sense of irony. I mean it. To me, the impact equal.
But I think the Barbie movie and the Barbie summer felt like one massive invitation. Literally a huge invitation to the party.
Which should we tell them the challenge? Because I feel like that goes with it.
Yeah.
Challenge.
Challenge alert. Challenge alert. Challenge alert.
So the challenge this week is to throw it back to the summer of 2023. Obviously, a little harder to say hi Barbie to people, which not that you can't say hi Barbie to people.
Especially if they're in all pink.
And, listen, at Comic-Con this weekend, there was a few Barbies, obviously, or last weekend, and we did say hi Barbie to one that was in front of us, to which she said hi Barbie, and then had to turn around and see that who she said hi Barbie to was 2 whack-a-moles going,
Hi Barbie.
Hi Barbie. We're under you. But it's the challenge this week is to use the excuse to say hi to somebody. Act as if it's summer of 2023 again. You don't have to say hi, Barbie, but just say hi to somebody.
Yeah.
That you maybe just are passing on the street, whatever. Us feeling like you can't cross that bridge at any time, not real.
Yeah.
Just embrace it and say hi to somebody, because that bridge is always there. It's always been there, and Barbie was just an invitation to do it.
Barbie just served as a reminder that you've always had the ability to connect with people when you have the intention to do so.
Yeah.
And I just also...
Did she hit it out of the park with that one, folks? Absolutely. Just a home run. Home run with that one.
I don't think I used any of my filler words in that.
I think, no, that one's going to be a soundbite on TikTok. You best believe. But that was so beautiful. Like, just getting the chance to connect with a stranger over a simple love and being like, hey, I don't know what we have in common yet, but I know we have this in common.
Yeah.
And it's that you're human and I'm a human.
And the whole point is yet. I don't know what we have in common yet. But I bet on the other side of this hello, I could find something.
And I bet it's a lot more things than you'd think that we have in common.
And especially as we enter into what will be more tumultuous times in our country in particular.
Guys, this episode, you think it's just about Barbie movie. No, this is a buckle up episode. This is things are about to go down.
I think that Barbie really encouraged me and reminded me to listen to and also understand, like, this girlhood thing is universal, and I want to play an active role in it. And to play an active role in it, that doesn't just mean dressing up with my friends. That means sitting down across from a woman who's older than me and listening. That means reaching out and helping one of the girls who's younger than me and encouraging her, even if it is just a small moment or anything like that. I think that it is a choice to step into that community. And I can't wait. I look back fondly at being a child and getting to play with my Barbies. I am so, like, almost paralyzingly grateful for the life we have now when it feels like we have this community. But oh my goodness, I cannot wait until the rest of my head is white until I can, like, then do that. And I think it is that enter into this cyclical, to this legacy of womanhood, like enter into this and get excited about it
and be a part of it. And there's something so exciting. There was something that Barbie, I think, did a great job of capturing, which is that while all of our experiences are unique, they're not new.
No.
There is somebody older than you that has experienced the exact same thing you're experiencing. It might look a little different in this day and age, but they've gone through the same emotions you have.
Yeah.
They've loved the way you have. They've been heartbroken the way you have. Yeah. They've tried and failed. They've succeeded. They've had friends. And there's going to be millions of girls after you that are going to go through the same highs and lows. And again, the shading might look a little different. Yeah. The technology might be new, but the corehood of laughing with your female friends or being with your people or connecting with people, that's universal.
Yeah. I saw this TikTok last night that I showed you this morning that I thought was really sweet.
Guys.
That was a picture of, it was a picture of, like, a Capri Sun, a Polly Pocket kit, Hannah Montana, and the Barbie movies. Like the animated ones. And then it was a slide and you slid over, and it was, instead of Capri Sun, it was like a Sonic drink, the Barbie movie, Chapel Rowan, and there was like one other one that I'm missing. But the idea was, it was like, guys, you're still, like, your girlhood is still here. It's evolving with you. And how beautiful is that?
Yeah.
Like, how magnificent is it to be able to look back and see the journey of your growth through even just the things you love or the things that, like, excite you and light you up. And Barbie is just an unapologetic representation of, no, I'm gonna be a girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a girl. I'm choosing, like, I am going to be a girl because that's the world I want to be in. That's the world I want to see made.
And also, being a girl can look like so many different things. There is no one umbrella. And that's the point of Barbie, is that you can be anything you want to be.
Yeah.
And just the thought of it makes it a possibility.
Yeah.
And I think that's the world that Barbie opens up, was for girls to get to see the possibility, is to know where you could be going really can help guide you there. And that's the intergenerational thing too.
Half the fight is convincing somebody that they can.
Yeah.
Because if you fully don't think you can make a jump, you fully won't make it.
Yeah.
If you've never been told you could be an astronaut, you're never going to think you can be an astronaut. No. So, like, even the beginning when it's like, suddenly girls could be everything. And like, that whole montage, regardless of what you think of the doll itself or whether you particularly played with them, it really is just more so what it represents.
Yeah.
And what it represents is the power and innovation of womanhood.
And there's so many different shades of it.
Yeah.
And boy, isn't it just fun to watch Margot Robbie in fun little outfits.
What a blast.
So go say hi to somebody.
Yeah. I will say, like, a lot of times I will be on walks and, you're walking and you walk past somebody or even in a store. And sometimes, you kind of do that. I saw a video where somebody was like, POV, you're passing a white person on a hike and they're like, and they like kind of do like
I've
the like
seen this.
smile, like they kind of like their mouths open.
They're walking by
nod
going,
a little. I would just say a lot of times when we are walking too, I will catch myself, especially if somebody has a dog or something, I will be looking at the dog. Then maybe I will look at them and potentially smile. But the most I would do is really do like a smile. I think just taking that extra step and being like, hi, like, good evening. That's all it takes. And
our area has a lot of older people in it, and a lot of times when I'm walking around in the middle of the day, they'll be walking around with their like people that are assisting them. And I walked past this older woman the other day who was out with her walker, and then she was with her nurse who was walking her, and I think it took them by surprise. This was literally yesterday, like before we had this conversation. I think it took them by surprise that I said hi, and I'm always like, it's a little painful to me to say hi and walk away because I'm like, I know you have a life you're not telling me about, Gina. Like this old woman that's walking by. If you go into it with that mindset of just being like, I'll say hi and see where this leads, you might end up sitting at a bar with two dads eating hot wings.
Yeah, that's the thing. There are so many experiences that are right on the other side of you just saying hi. So close. That's all it takes.
It really is like jumping into a pool. Like that is the hardest part, is the like, hello.
Yeah, and that's I think why
don't worry about her.
Yeah, that's why the Hi Barbie was so, I think, people loved doing it so much, because also with other girlies, it was awesome, like walking by a group of other girlies and all the girlies getting to all go together. Hi Barbie, hi Barbie. Say hi to somebody. Reach out to somebody. You don't need the biggest blockbuster of all time to
hi
do
Twister
it.
If you need to be behind something. Hi
Hi
Powell. Twisters, sorry.
Yeah.
Plural.
You guys, we have a website.
Thank you.
www.heytherepals.com. If you say hi to another Barbie at some point, if you have a story of when you and your friends went to go see the movie and like your favorite thing about it, anything you want to say, anything.
Your journal, your daily blog, just send it to us.
Or if you're like, hey guys, I ate all 3 meals today and I'm feeling proud of myself. Do it.
Send it.
We would love to hear from you. We also have an Instagram and a TikTok at Won't You Be My Pal. And if you are, we are on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube.
Yep.
And YouTube is at Won't You Be My Pal as well. So we just realized that we hadn't been plugging.
We hadn't been plugging
any of that. So
you did an excellent job getting us there.
Thank you.
And this was a good reminder.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's frankly why
I
put
it's
it
good.
right. Yeah, it's a good
really
spot for it to be in.
You can be clocking it. Well, Barbies and Kens and Allens,
we love you.
Have a great week.
Yeah.
Saying hi to people.
Have the best day ever.
Oh, I forgot about that. It's my Barbie.
Go Barbie.
Go
All right.
Barbie. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Pals. Oh, yeah.